Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Feel Good Fridays. Coming live straight at you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, your hosts, Polly and Bags.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Feel Good Fridays. I'm Paulie.
No Bags.
And I hope you noticed a little something different about our intro. Let us know if you like it. It's a little, brings more energy. Feel Good Fridays, right? So shout out to my buddy John Richards for doing that for us. But today, folks, we're going to talk about a level of leadership. Not necessarily a level, but just kind of a best practice. And today we're going to talk about beginning your day and ending your day and some best practices around that to really help you keep focused on, what do you need to achieve today and what do you need to achieve from now until the end of the week, end of the month, so on and so forth. So, Bags, why don't we get right into it? Why don't you talk a couple best practices on how to begin your day? Walk us through that.
Yeah, definitely. How you start your day can really make your day move in the direction you're looking to, especially in leadership, right? One of the key things I like to start my day is by, again, recapping what my calendar is. Did I get anything new on there? Did anything get removed from the prior evening when I shut down? So that's always a good way just to kind of see what things you have on your docket so you don't miss anything that might be important for a meeting or whatever it might be, a phone call, things of that nature, so you can plan accordingly. As a leader, one of the things I really do like to do is a morning call with my team. You can do it if you're in person, do it, maybe in a row. I've done that in my prior life. Or, you can do it in a virtual format, things of that nature, get everybody together. And just kind of maybe recap the day before, people's results with their teams, what's on their agenda today. You can pick different types of topics that maybe you want to discuss as a group, maybe a certain aspect you're noticing, and just have everybody kind of chime in with their thoughts and ideas on how to tackle that objective or whatever it might be that you want to discuss. But just gets everybody starting to think, move, make sure everybody's on the same page, make sure everybody's rowing the boat in the same direction. So those are some really things I like to start my day with. Again, just checking out what's on the calendar, but also getting with my team, making sure they're okay, having a little fun, but at the same time, making sure we're all going towards the same objective for that, fiscal month that we're working towards. So those are some things, Paulie, I like to do to start the day. Any other things you'd recommend on that end?
Yeah, no, I think another thing you can do throughout the day is, when we look at prioritizing, our response time to emails, right? We know what's hot, what can wait. So just marking those emails as a follow-up, right? Flagging them. So at the end of the day, right, as we end our day, we can kind of open up our email box and just go through all the emails that we flagged and respond accordingly. So that's one way to kind of give yourself that time, because some people are like, well, if I don't respond, I'll forget. And I don't want to forget because, I don't, it's my job not to forget. So marking it with that little flag, reviewing it at the end of the day, I think it's really powerful. So you don't end up forgetting to reply to that email, even though it wasn't hot in the moment and it could have waited until the end of the day. So I think that's a good best practice for the folks out there.
Awesome. Well, how about what do you have for the people, how to end your day, Paul? What are some good best practices, how to end your day as a leader?
So outside of that, me personally, what I like to do is when I get home, it's family. So I unplug for, an hour and a half. And then once the family goes to bed, I like to work late versus, early in the morning. Some people like to get up, hour or two before, 7 o'clock. They get up at 5 o'clock and knock out a bunch of stuff. I like to do that in the evening. So, I'll plug back in around 9:30, 10 o'clock, knock out everything that I didn't get to complete throughout the day, and make sure that I use the delayed delivery function because, not everyone likes to work until 10, 11 o'clock at night. So just being mindful of that and utilizing that tool. So first thing in the morning, everyone gets all the notes, you're caught up for the day, and then you're on to the next.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd even say too, as a leader, it's good to always have an end of the day recap. Just kind of what did you accomplish? Was there anything outstanding that you need to make sure you are getting done the following day? But also building that game plan for the next day. Again, like I mentioned, you can check out your calendar. Even the night before, check out your calendar. to see what you have on the agenda for the next day. Like I said in the morning, double check to make sure nothing has changed. So that way you can just plan accordingly. Like you have that. If you have some one-on-ones, if you have some meetings, whatever it might be that you have to obtain to, just get that all planned. And, I'm a big advocate of the old paper and pen. I love to put the old line through something that I accomplished. No better satisfaction than doing that. But it just keeps me in order as well. But at the end of the day, just what did we do today? How did we do? What do we need to accomplish tomorrow? What's on my agenda? So that way tomorrow I don't have to be surprised. I just have to make sure nothing did shift or change on my calendar that was outside of my control. So that way I'm just ready to rock and roll with my team and get ready for that morning meeting just to make sure we're all driving the same direction.
Yeah, it sounds silly or sounds very elementary, but look, 21 days to form a habit. I strongly encourage doing it because it just, it eliminates the oops and the I forgot about that meeting. No one, really wants to live through that. So, Bags, I think that's all we have for today. I do appreciate everyone tuning in. If you missed any of our previous pods, be sure to head to our YouTube channel for that Feel Good Fridays podcast or wherever you get your pods on the go. We're on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, along with some other platforms. But like always, take care.
And enjoy the nice weather.
Thank you for tuning in to Feel Good Fridays. If you want to stay up to date with our podcast releases and upcoming material, please like and subscribe our YouTube channel. I'll wait. You didn't do it yet. Go ahead. I'm still waiting. Did you do it? Definitely check us out on our TikTok for special announcements and possible giveaways. Both can be found by searching at Feel Good Fridays Podcast. Thank you, and make it a great day.